Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now, and I really do appreciate you taking your time tuning into my video. There's been mass non-compliance with the state of Illinois' new gun registration mandate. The Land of Lincoln's mandatory gun registration scheme kicked off on October 1st. The Illinois General Assembly has burdened the state's residents with both the Safety Act and the laughably named Protect Illinois Community Act, which is a gun, magazine, and accessory ban. The PICA gun and magazine ban includes a mandatory registration window for existing owners of the kinds of firearms most effective for self-defense, along with being very useful for other lawful purposes. The registration window closes at the end of the year. The Illinois State Police actually published the results from week 1 of the registration period. The numbers are humiliating to the law's champions, including governor and aspiring presidential candidate J.B. Fitzger. A lot of people are actually shocked that they would publicly admit to those numbers. So far, just over 1,000 Illinois gun owners, or 4/10,000ths of 1%, have registered their newly banned firearms and accessories. That's 0.0004%. Will they clear the 1% compliance hurdle by the end of October? At this point, it seems like a tall order. Maybe they can spend $1 million tax dollars on public service announcements for residents to push the registration over that line. With the Illinois gun and magazine ban still facing legal hurdles in federal court, a registry created in relation to the ban, like I said, has been open for a week, and a fraction of a percent of gun owners have complied as part of the Protect Illinois Communities Act that was enacted earlier this year. The registration portal for firearms registration in Illinois that own certain semi-automatic firearms, accessories, and ammunition opened October 1st, while the law bans more than 170 semi-automatic rifles, shotguns, and handguns. It also bans handgun magazines over 15 rounds and rifle magazines over 10 rounds. Magazines do not have to be registered. Illinois State Police announced the first round of statistics on Tuesday, and of 2.4 million firearm owner ID card holders, only 1,050 individuals have registered a total of 3,202 firearms, 50 caliber ammunition, and accessories. And as I mentioned earlier, that's 0.0004% of the 3,202 items disclosed. ISP said there was 2,060 firearms listed at the registry. ISP did not provide a breakdown of what types of firearms were registered. For 50 caliber ammunition registrations, there was 1,125 disclosures. There were only 17 reported accessories being registered in the first week. One would think, with such powerful named laws delivered to us by the Illinois legislature, that crime and violence would have been tamed. Murder City, USA reached a nation-leading 500 homicides last week, and we all know this gun registration in Illinois is not being put in place to stop gun crime and put criminals behind bars, because the only people that will register their firearms are law-abiding citizens. Everyone knows what the inevitable result of gun registration is. Sources say the governor has already given his support for new legislation to close the existing owner loopholes. The push would come next year, once the registration window has closed, following a high-profile news-making shooting. The contemplated legislation would give those who have registered their guns and gear 90 or 120 days to surrender it all to authorities or get it out of the state. Here's something else to think about. Representative Bob Morgan introduced a bill in January to close the existing owner loophole and demand owners surrender all registered guns, magazines, and parts. Sources inside the Fitzger administration have hinted the governor will advocate for just such a close the existing owner loophole law immediately after the first mass casualty event, after registration closes, especially if it happens in Illinois. It's unbelievable that they actually released those horrible numbers, showing so far a mass non-compliance with their draconian mandatory gun registration. And I hope the people of Illinois continue with this and not register their firearms, because like I said in the story, they already have a plan that once the registration is over at the end of the year, the first mass pew-pewing that happens in the country And especially if it happens in Illinois, they're going to use that registration to confiscate those firearms and accessories. As always, I would really like to hear your guys' thoughts about the story in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, or if you'd just like to help the channel out and help it grow, please just take a few seconds and like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I invite everybody back to see my next video.